Welcome to the Service Factory, Professor Ramsauer, and welcome to KNAPP.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's the first time that I see the result of the collaboration between TU Graz and KNAPP. So, Elmar, what is your job here?
I work here as a Service Innovation Manager, and I do also the product management for the Service Factory.
So, Thomas, what's your job here?
I'm working here at the product management, and I'm responsible for the software and IT environment here at KNAPP.
So let's have a look at the factory. Everybody's curious. Can you explain a little bit how it works?
Sure. The Service Factory, and we also call it Software Lab, should show us a full functional mini warehouse. So we have implemented all processes which are necessary to experience the whole goods flow in an intralogistic warehouse. The goods flow starts with the goods in, so by bringing the products into the warehouse, and this is happening in this area here. So this process is guided with the workstation you can see over there, and the system tells the workers how many products should be placed into these so-called loading units. And within this process, a goods in order is processed and created. The goods in order then must be transported via RF technology to its specific storage location. And this can happen here in the overstock location, in these shelves, or the system guides you to the flow rack, which is the picking location of the specific picking station. Other processes which are guided with RF is, for example, the inventory process. So if you want to count an article or a specific location, or also the replenishment process is handled via the RF terminal.
So, Thomas, what's happening here?
This is the order start station, and this is the starting point for our goods out process. On this workstation, you can switch the start mode between manual handling or automatic order start. And this is the place where the order gets married to the box. Mm-hmm. So I can switch to automatic mode here. And the boxes start moving to its final picking location.
Okay, they stop now. What's next?
Yeah. So every box needs to visit a picking station. And we have 3 different technologies here in the software lab. And the first picking technology is the so-called goods-to-person technology. With this process, a workstation guides you through the picking process. And you see all relevant information on the screen. So the system tells you what products, in what quantity you need to put into the target location, which is our picking container. Mm-hmm. So this is the first picking station. The next picking station would be the pick-to-light technology.
Okay, how does it work, pick-to-light?
So the pick-to-light displays the locations. So in these loading units, the requested products are stored, and the worker sees the quantity he needs to pick into our picking container. And after finishing the picking process, the box is getting pushed back to the main conveyor and goes to our final picking technology, which is the RF technology.
So, Thomas, how does RF work in this situation?
Yeah, this is another picking technology we provide here in the Service Factory. And by scanning the barcode on the box with the terminal, you see all relevant information for that order on the display, and the workflow guides you through the picking process. With this technology, it is also possible to handle additional information for a product, for example, a serial number, a lot number, or an expiration date. And by scanning the box again, the picking process in this station is finished, and the box makes its way to the final area here. And this is our checking area, where any checking task and also quality control task can be handled. So you can, for example, repick missing article in this area or handle any quality checks.
And after this location, it goes to the customer?
Not yet. So the last step is to push it back on the conveyor. And this is now our dispatch. In this area, a loading list is printed for our truck driver, for example. You can transport the containers to a shipping gate now, also supported by RF, and do finally the loading into a truck, for example. And these were now the main processes which are happening in almost all intralogistic systems. And now we have the possibility with the software lab to train and show our visitors here the whole logistical system within this area.
Thank you for showing us the service factory.
You're welcome.
So Elmar, you have designed in a joint project with TU Graz the service factory. For whom did you design this factory?
A great question. The initial idea was actually to raise awareness, especially for service products, because they're intangible and it's hard to explain them to the customer, especially with a lot of digitalization and automation that we have. And during this project, we actually figured out that it's not only the customers that we have, it's actually also new customers, especially customers that start from manual to the automatic and have high automated warehouses. And which is even better for the companies, our own employees. Our onboarding time is much shorter. We are able to train them and show them how does it work, what does logistics mean, what do we do actually in the company, and what's even better, in my personal opinion, especially if we design new products, like for example services, we can actually experience them first, try it out on ourselves and see, do we actually find out and do we actually trigger the pain points, and can we also make and show the benefit to the customer, and is what we design here also the benefit that we are showing to them, and can we fulfill that?
So the customer basically get an idea about the value of service products.
Yes, exactly. So not even the value, but also how do I work with it? So we design something, of course, with the idea, how do you work with it? What can it bring to you? But you as a customer, you get a product and you want to know how to work with it. So basically we show you the value, but also how can you use it? What does it mean to call a hotline? So
KNAPP is growing constantly. So you hire a new employee. Which employee experienced this service factory?
Basically, we have our employees that are already here, but also the new employees. If we have them, we can show them the logistical processes, the software. What does the software do? What kind of software do we have? All the sub-layers, of course, from the WMS to the WCS and so on. But also the service products, basically how they work. What are the processes behind it? So here, for example, where we are now, up there is the hotline, and there are a lot of processes from second level to every other development level that we can go through. And by seeing what you do and what you experience as a customer, and then what are the processes behind all of that, I think that's actually the value that we can bring here for our new employees.
So today, digital transformation is very important. This is a digital service factory. Can you show us a little bit how digital work here?
Yeah, I think it would be great if we go there to the control room and I can show a little bit what we're doing. So basically to show the value to the customer and what actually we do with our service and our software. We have here, for example, our service setup. So we have here the services that a customer can have. And if the customer chooses, for example, certain service, let's say they want to have the hotline, we can start it here. So we know it has the hotline, and then we can show through the service costs, what does it mean for the customer? He has a budget. Every customer, of course, has a budget. And you can see here how much from the budget he used, how much he did not use. And what we can also do here, for example, is if he has not chosen a certain service, for example, what it means for them, how much more money they spend and do not spend. So we can show here basically best case scenarios and worst case scenarios. And what also is pretty nice here, we have all our software products, and we can see here, for example, this here shows the showroom that we have here from the service lab. And if we click around here, we can see if something, for example, would not work, if we have problems with a drive roll and so on.
Mm-hmm. So this is truly a digital service factory.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.